Hello and welcome to Filled with His Love. Picture this scene. I'm sitting in my office at BYU a number of years ago, where everyone in our center is focused on one primary task: develop a new learning management system for the university. If you're not familiar with learning management systems, they are the academic guts of the university. Faculty use them to deliver content to their students, administer tests, record grades, lots of other tasks associated with learning and teaching. During the entire process of development, there were lots of naysayers, people who would say it couldn't be done, that the university should just continue to purchase software from other vendors. But we continued on in spite of outside pressures. We hired programmers, designers, and beta testers whose primary job it was to find bugs in the program so they could be fixed. So I'm in my office one day playing with the new software before it was delivered to faculty, and I found a serious bug. Not just a small problem with the software, a major problem. I called a lead programmer into my office. He sat next to me and we looked at the bug on the screen together. I thought he might recoil or give some excuse for why that bug was still present, but no, he did not respond at all negatively. In fact, he was grateful. Yes, grateful. He said, "Oh, thanks, Russ. Hadn't seen that bug yet? Good catch. Glad you found it. I can fix that in probably about 20 minutes." I went home that evening, told my wife about my interaction with the programmer, and said, I think we should all be a little bit more like programmers. We should all welcome correction. Too often, people are offended if you find a mistake in their work. Not programmers. They're hungry for feedback that will help them improve their program. No emotion, no getting upset, and definitely no defensiveness or anger. Now, that's easy to say and hard to do for most of us, especially in relationships. Correction, when it's taken badly, can hurt relationships. We've all been there. A spouse offers a suggestion, a friend points out something we missed, and instead of thanking them, we defend ourselves. The tone shifts, the warmth fades, a wall goes up, but when we respond differently, when we pause, breathe, and say, "Thank you, I can fix that," we invite healing instead of hurt. The conversation softens, trust deepens. When someone loves us enough to correct us kindly, that's a gift. It means they care more about our growth than their comfort. And when we receive that correction with gratitude, we strengthen the bond between us. The relationship becomes safer, more genuine, more Christ-like. Perhaps that's what the Savior meant when he said, "Whom I love, I also chasten." His correction isn't rejection. It's a form of divine affection. He sees potential we don't yet see, and his feedback, through his Spirit or through someone who loves us, is an invitation to become more like him. Sometimes correction is given in anger or with sarcastic overtones. My mother used to say that her father taught her that any time she felt anger boiling up inside toward one of her children, she should count to 10 before she said or did anything. Nice advice. And I think she followed it. She really did. In the first chapter of James, we read, "Be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. For the anger of man does not produce righteousness of God." Or, as President Nelson taught so powerfully, "A century of experience has taught me this with certainty. Anger never persuades, hostility never heals, and contention never leads to lasting solutions." Relationships sometimes hinge on how we offer and receive correction. Knowing the programmer as I did, I am quite sure that I could have delivered my correction with anger. I could have said, "How could this bug still be there? We should have fixed these kinds of bugs a long time ago, months ago." But even if I'd been upset about it, I'm still quite certain he would have responded the same way. "Oh, good catch. I can fix it in about 20 minutes. Most of us may not respond so emotionless or with such gratitude. The way we give and receive correction can lead to contention or to progress. It can destroy or build relationships. I like the wisdom of Mahavira, who lived in India in the 7th century. Quote, "Anger begets more anger, and forgiveness and love lead to more forgiveness and love." That's why I think it's so important to reflect on how we receive and give correction. One person sees something one way, and the other person sees it quite differently. One gives correction, the other receives it. The question we need to ask ourselves is, how do we give it, and how do we receive it? If the giving or the receiving are fueled by anger, relationships suffer. But if we can disagree with each other and talk things through while trying to see things through the other's eyes, I want to say that again. If we can disagree with each other and talk things through while trying to see things through the other's eyes, relationships will flourish. Elder Maxwell said it so well. Quote, "Young or old, be grateful for people in your lives who love you enough to correct you and remind you of your standards and possibilities, even when you don't want to be reminded." We know that the Lord offers correction and even chastening because He loves us. Think of how our relationship with God deepens when we accept His chastening. His chastening can often come in our own self-reflection. Our thoughts turn to Him, and we know we need to make a change in our lives. As we make that change, we grow closer to the Lord. He gave correction to us because He loves us, and we in turn welcome the correction by showing our love for Him. So I want to try to be more like that programmer who came into my office when I'd found a bug in the software. I want to give correction out of love and receive correction with love for the one who corrected me. I want to welcome God's chastening in whatever form that chastening comes to me, whether through somebody else, directly through inspiration from God, or through my self-reflection in my own way when I'm thinking about how my life is going and how I should be living it. I know that if I do, I will draw closer to God and to others. And we know that our closeness to God and to one another is the most powerful source of happiness and fulfillment in this life, as well as in the life to come. I hope this is helpful, and we look forward to seeing you next time.